Good afternoon, everybody. Hey, there's a tsunami warning right now in Alaska. Look, tsunami warning after a 7.2 earthquake. We're looking at the tsunami warning right there. There it is, tsunami warning. That's a national tsunami warning, U.S. tsunami warning system. Let me show you this warning. Hold on, I got to pull up the actual warning. Here it is right here. South Alaska and Alaska Peninsula, 7.2. Tsunami activity is forecasted to start at the following locations at the specified times. Hey, what is Alaska time right now? Alaska time now, 1:03 p.m. Okay, that's 13 minutes from now at Sand Point, and then about an hour and a half at Cold Bay and an hour and a half at Kodiak. Tsunami warning. So again, the current time is 1:03 p.m. and it says Sand Point 13 minutes from now. Look at this. All right, I'm trying to get more information here. But there was a 7.2 earthquake, and I think it was the earthquake right here. Yeah, that was the earthquake right there. 7.2, depth 22 miles. That's too big there. Hold on a moment here. Give me one moment as I try to get organized. This just happened a short while ago. What is this one? Okay, hold on. One moment. One moment. Had to rush on the air. I don't have an idea of how big the tsunami waves could be. Oh, teleconference. They mentioned the teleconference. AZ Intel mentioned this. Where does it say that? Tsunami teleconference is scheduled? Did I get that in email? Oh, here it is. Where is this? AZ Intel got something about a teleconference about this, which I haven't seen myself. Give me 2 seconds here. Just give me a second. I got to figure this out. Let me show you the report about the earthquake, too. Here is the earthquake report from the USGS. 7.3. Now they're calling it a 7.3. 7.3 earthquake. 7.3 they're saying. Okay, so I got to change my headline now. It says 7.3. right near Alaska. That happened at half an hour ago. 7:03. There is your picture of where it was, where it happened. I don't know if, the tsunami potential can be affected by where it actually happens. And, normally if it was way out in the middle of the ocean and it's a 7.3, you wouldn't expect the hugest tsunami waves. But they can be affected by where it happens and whether the geography, the way the land is around where it happens. So I just don't know right now. Let me check something else here. Hold on. No update yet from Pacific Tsunami Warning Center with new warning information. Hang on a moment. It was 22 miles deep. It says right on the screen, 22 miles deep. Thank you, Ray Becker. Thanks to all of our moderators, too. Sorry, I'm just trying to get you new information here. Now, they said at Sand Point, they expected tsunami activity in like 7 minutes. Where is Sand Point exactly? I got to look this up. Does it have... Give me 2 seconds here. Give me 2 seconds. All right. So we have Sand Point, Alaska. Was it Sand Point? I hope it was. Is that what it was? Maybe I'm wrong. I'll double check. Sand Point is here. Is anybody even living over here? I don't know. That's Sand Point right in here. They said, let's go back here. They said, Sand Point, 1:16 local time, which is in 6 minutes. And then possibly Cold Bay is like an hour and a half. It's like an hour and 20 minutes from now. And Kodiak's like an hour and 30 minutes from now. Sand Point has a population of about 1,000 people, according to Wikipedia. Just pull up our map again. Hang on, folks. There's Sand Point. Anchorage is here. So Anchorage is up here. Now, I don't know if I haven't heard a specific threat for Anchorage, but I mean, Anchorage is right there. And the earthquake happened right here. I don't know if there's a threat of the water going through here, and funneling in here. So I'll let you know. I'm waiting to get another report from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center here. They have only come out with one report so far. Nothing else. Now, is Anchorage covered in the warning area? There's the warning area right there. See the red there? Anchorage is up here. Doesn't look like Anchorage is in the red area at the moment. Doesn't look like it at the moment. Because there's Anchorage right there. Isn't that it right there? Right there. It's not in red. Yeah, that's it. So we'll see if that changes. But that's Anchorage right in here, I believe. And the red is near it, but not on it. Yeah, it is close. So we'll see what I mean, they'll come out with more updates. Oh. Let me check something really quick. Hold on a moment. Hold on a moment. Guys, look at what a National Weather Service says. Look at what the National Weather Service says right here. A tsunami warning has been issued for the Alaska Peninsula, areas from the Kennedy entrance to Unimak Pass. Cities included are Cold Bay, Sandpoint, and Kodiak. We can say with reasonable confidence that the Kenai Peninsula Borough locations will not see impacts. Now, this was a 7.3 earthquake. It says 7.2, but USGS upgraded to 7.3. It says, dangerous coastal flooding, a tsunami is imminent, move inland and to higher ground. There you go right there. Oh, I have a second update, a second one. Hey guys, hold on right here. Hold on. New update. I think a new update. Where is it? I just see it right here. New update right here. Let's look at it. Bulletin number 2. A tsunami has been confirmed and some impacts are expected. Revised magnitude. Magnitude 7.3. Forecast start of tsunami in 15 minutes in Sandpoint, in about an hour and 10 minutes Cold Bay, an hour in 25 minutes Kodiak. No tsunami observations are available to report, they said. Impacts will vary at different locations. But they are saying a tsunami has been confirmed and some impacts are expected. A tsunami has been confirmed and some impacts are expected. Let me post that. PTWC. A tsunami has been confirmed and some impacts are expected after 7.3 earthquake near Alaska. Now, it doesn't mean it's a big. I don't. That says nothing about sizing there. Tsunami warning in effect for South Alaska and the Alaska Peninsula, Pacific coasts from Kennedy Entrance, Alaska, 40 miles southwest of Homer to Unimak Pass, Alaska, 80 miles northeast of Unalaska. For other U.S. and Canadian Pacific coasts in North America, there is no tsunami threat. And it said forecast start of tsunami at Sandpoint at 13:30, which is in 13 minutes. Okay, hold on. Have they updated this? Why is this one not updating and the other one is updating? Doesn't make any sense. Give me 1 second here. That makes no sense. Here. So that's the current. See, it says, it seems like the, okay, it says 7.2. USGS has it still as 7.3. 7.3. It was only 50 miles, it's 50 miles south of Sandpoint. Okay, so there is, look at this, guys. There is Sandpoint. Sandpoint has like 1,000 people on it, according to Wikipedia. There is Sandpoint right there. That's Sandpoint. And it's about 50 miles south of Sandpoint. The activity is expected at Sandpoint in about 11 minutes. Now, give me a moment here. Let me check a couple other things. I was looking at the buoys here to see if there were any flashing buoys. I don't know if that's what we would see. I don't see anything right there. The National Data Buoy Center. I don't know that there's any cams in Sandpoint that I will have the rights to. But I can direct you there if I see one. FAA weather cams? Is that? Oh, maybe here. Oh, I got it. FAA weather cams. But what is this? There's Sandpoint right there. Okay, we want this one. This one? Okay, hey, look, I got a camera. Hold on. This is a, it's not a, it's like a screen grab. All right, hold on. I got to figure this out. Give me a moment here. Let's do this the right way. So let me do this the right way here. See that right there? That is a live, well, it's a screen grab from how long ago? It says 4 minutes ago. It's 4 minutes old. Now that's Sandpoint, and I think it's looking to the south. Let me just see this here. All right, hold, 1 sec. 1 sec, 1 sec, 1 sec. Let me make this easier. Let me make this easier. So we have 8 minutes until it's supposed forecast to impact Sandpoint, or I guess start. So I went here. I went over here, Sandpoint. I assume since the earthquake was south of Sandpoint, we would want this camera right there. There's also, yeah, that one is the one. That's the camera right there. And what it says, though, is it says that this is from 1317. So that's obviously not current. That's from 5 minutes ago. I don't know how often this camera updates. One moment here. All right. So just to update you there, have they posted anything more here about this? So there was a 7.3 earthquake about 50 miles south of the island of Sandpoint in Alaska. There is the location of the quake right there. Now everything in the red, everything you see in red is tsunami warning area. And Sandpoint is north of it's right up here. About 50 miles away, 50 miles south of Sandpoint. There you go. And according to the latest update from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, a tsunami has been confirmed and some impacts are expected. Hopefully it's small. I'm hoping it's small, but I don't know. It says that there was a 7.3 earthquake. Forecast start of tsunami at Sandpoint is 13:30, which is in 6 minutes. Cold Bay is in about an hour later, and so is Kodiak. One of our viewers said, hoping it doesn't amount to much. I agree with you. And the best I can do for a camera right now, let me check some other things, is there is a camera we were looking at here. Has this camera updated? No. How often does it update? Why isn't it updating? It looks like they don't update that frequently. So hold on, let me show you this. So that is looking in the other, that's looking, I think, north. That's looking west. That's Sandpoint looking west. You can see the water, though. That is Sandpoint looking northwest. South is going to be our best bet. That's north, and then that's looking south. That's where it would come from. But it still says 1317. I don't know how often it updates. Doesn't seem to be updating that frequently. Let's see, 08. Oh, it's every 8 minutes, I think. It's every 8 or 9 minutes. Every 8 or 9 minutes it updates. That's what it is. I just checked. So we'll have to keep, it's just not ideal. Every 8 minutes. You can also play it. I mean, this isn't, that's from hours ago, though, so I don't really, my focus is on the latest one. How do I stop it? Stop playing. Is there one after this? Now, that's still the latest one. All right, we'll check back in on the camera. We'll check back in on the camera. I don't know how big we're talking about. I have absolutely no idea. I mean, as I said before, I am not a weather specialist, but a 7.2 earthquake or 7.3 in the middle of the ocean would normally not cause a catastrophic tsunami if it's not near any land. But I don't know how it might change things given how close it was to land when it happened, 50 miles away. And they have not yet updated their warning bulletin yet. So we're still As soon as I have updated information from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, I'll let you know. But they did say a tsunami has been generated. Let's hope it's small. By the way, that should say 7.3 right there. It seems like they're having some issue with their website. Check the buoys. I am not seeing right now flashing buoys. But I don't know that we'd expect to see one at the moment. I have no idea. That's around where the earthquake. Here, this one. How about this one right there? That's south of Sandpoint. How about view details? Can we get a graph of this one? This one is kind of near. This buoy is kind of near where the earthquake happened. Hold on. You can't see what I'm looking at. This one is kind of near where the earthquake happened. There's no graph, though. Oh, this is every 10 minutes. The numbers seem, well, hold on. What if I do this? Is that going to tell us? No. Monitor the buoy alerts. How about this one here? I feel like I'm doing this wrong. I feel like I should be able to see a chart. That is history, though. I mean, that's every 6 minutes. That's this one. But I feel like I'm not seeing any height. I'm seeing wind speed. Why am I seeing wind speed? I'm sorry if I'm just doing something. Oh, water level. Here it is. Water level. I got it. Water level. Sand point. That's the one I wanted. It's water level. How about this one right here? Now where did that go? Wave summary. This is every 10. I mean, this is updating every half an hour. It says wave summary. All right. This is one from like on the where the island is. There's one. Observations. That is a buoy like around where Sandpoint Island is. That's not showing any real big change right now. See, it says water levels. Which one is this one? That's the one I want to check right there. Real-time data. Why can't I find it? Significant wave height. All right. Hey, let me just see if we have any updates from Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. Sorry, I was trying to check that buoy thing. I'll go back. I'm probably doing something stupid. There is no update yet from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. They're still on bulletin number 2. Okay, it is now 1:31 Alaska time, 1:31 p.m. They said that at the island of Sandpoint, tsunami activity is forecast to start right around now at 1:30. So I have no idea if there is tsunami activity starting to happen in Sandpoint, which was 50 miles north of the earthquake. Where is the buoy near? This is the buoy near the earthquake. I really just wanted to find water level for that one, and I can't. Why? I don't know. Why it's so hard, I don't know. View details. Disclaimer. Marine forecast. Buoy camera photos. So you get buoy they have buoy camera photos. Wave summary. Wave height, is this it? Well, it's every half hour. All right, I'm not going to worry about that right now. Are there flashing buoys now? Are any of them flashing now? Hold on. Flashing buoys. We have flashing buoys now. Look at all the flashing buoys, guys. There we go. That's the one closest to where it... Oh, no. The one closest to where it happened is... Let's have it this one. Oh, there's one. Water column height. What's going on? View event details. Water column height. So I can't interpret this because I know that the tsunami waves can get bigger when they approach the shore. But you can see there are a bunch of tsunami station in event mode. Every yellow flashing buoy is a tsunami station in event mode. So they are now blinking on and off. But I don't want to start judging the height on the coast from the height out in the ocean. I don't know enough to do that. Do we have a new update yet from Pacific Tsunami Warning Center? That would be the best thing. The latest I'm seeing from them is Bulletin 2. The site's a little messed up because this says 7.3, but this doesn't even have the second bulletin down there. So I don't know what's going on with the site. So we're now Sand Point, which is where, as of now, they might be getting tsunami activity. Sand Point is here. That's Sand Point right there. See, it says Sand Point. Around 1,000 people, I guess, live there. At least according to Wikipedia. Sand Point. That's about 50 miles north. Oh, I guess we want to look west on the camera. Actually, I don't even know. I don't know where the actual... Depending on where that... There's some cameras at Sand Point. That is... Okay, that's the new one. That's from 9 minutes ago. Let's look at some of these. I don't know if you're going to see anything. That's Sand Point looking west, but it's 9 minutes ago. What else do we got? That is Sand Point looking north, and that is 3 minutes ago. That's looking north from Sand Point. That is 5 minutes ago, looking northwest. That right there is... That's about 10 minutes ago. So we'll have to keep refreshing these and see what we get. Now what happened? Sand Point. Here we go. That is from 2 minutes ago. That's looking south 2 minutes ago. I mean, it's not catastrophic there in that picture. Chris V thinks the water receded. What if we go back here? That's 9 minutes ago and 2 minutes, 11 minutes ago and 2 minutes ago, and I honestly don't see any difference. That's the one looking south. Not much of a difference. That's looking west, the last two. Not much of a difference there. That's looking northwest, but that's from like 5 minutes ago. So I'll keep an eye on these cameras. Some viewers think the water looks like it's going away on the west camera. I don't know. I don't see much of a difference myself. Is there a new update yet? From the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. Nothing. They have not updated after their second update. Some of you are watching some other cameras. Give me one moment here. Sorry, I'm hearing some noise in the background. I may have to shut it off. Still on alert number 2. How about the National Weather Service? Have they posted anything else on their social media? No, nothing new from National Weather Service, Alaska. Anchorage, sorry. There, right there, you're looking at right there, that is where the 7.3 was, 50 miles south of Sand Point. There have been some aftershocks. There has been a 3.7, a 4.2, and a 3.5. 4.2, 3.7, 3.5. You know what? Give me, do I even need these on? I don't think I need these on. Give me a second here. Let me take these off. Let me also, real quick, hang on a moment. I need 15 seconds. Give me 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Hold on. Thank you. There is still no number 3. This is the last bulletin we got. The most recent bulletin is from 27 minutes ago, and it still says, again, that a tsunami has been confirmed and some impacts are expected. And they said Sand Point was expected to be start of tsunami 10 minutes ago. Let's go over to these cameras here. All right, let's check these cameras again. Hold on. Okay. This is any of these recent? No, that's from about 6 minutes ago. That is also 31, 33, 34. Looking for anyone just updated. That's looking west. That's 6 minutes ago and 16 minutes ago, basically. I'm not seeing much difference there. That's on Sand Point. Some of our viewers are looking at a beach cam Raspberry Island. I don't have the rights to show that live. Where is Raspberry Island? Raspberry Island, Alaska is all the way up here. It's all the way up here. The earthquake was down here. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see what I'm looking at. Raspberry Island is up here. The earthquake was down here. Sand Point is here. So you would not be seeing tsunami activity at Raspberry Island yet. According to the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. They have not released a number 3 alert yet. Some people are talking about aftershocks in our chat. I'll check on that in a second. Hang on a moment here. Some people are saying that the water level has gone out in Raspberry Island. Maybe it has. I'm not sure. Yeah, some of our viewers are claiming that water is receding in some places. I don't have that confirmed. What is this? This is for one of our viewers mentioned. I was asking about this T8, the H13. So this is water column height at this buoy, which is, I believe, this is near where the earthquake happened, right here. I can't tell you much about this. If you look here, all of those buoys are going off. They have been activated. Tsunami station in event mode. All of those yellow buoys are tsunami. They're in tsunami event mode. I cannot interpret these though as to what what these graphs tell us. I mean, sirens are, I've heard about some sirens going off, but I would expect that just because there's alerts. Still nothing new from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. I have not heard of any I don't know what this there, that's 50. I have not heard of any tsunami activity myself, confirmed. Oh, this is, what is this here? 15-second data? This is one of the ones the viewers mentioned. Again, I am not used to looking at this stuff, so I can't just eyeball it and say, oh, that means a tsunami. No, it was not canceled. It's literally, it says it on the website. Oh, now it says advisory. Hey, it says advisory. New update. New update. Breaking news. Breaking news. New update. A tsunami advisory is in effect, not a warning. Tsunami activity is still forecasted to happen. No tsunami observations are available to report. They switched it to an advisory. Breaking news, they have switched from a warning to an advisory. Let me tell you the difference between the two. Yeah, I believe a tsunami advisory is less urgent or less. Here it is right here. Advisory, here it is. They switched from warning to advisory. Warning, dangerous coastal flooding and powerful currents possible. Advisory, strong currents and waves dangerous to those in/very near water possible. Warning, move to high ground or inland. Advisory, stay out of water, away from beaches and waterways. They have switched to, they have downgraded it from a warning to an advisory. PTW has downgraded the Alaska tsunami warning to a tsunami advisory. So let me show you this again. That's positive news. That's positive news. See, it says tsunami advisory now. There are no tsunami observations yet. But to show you this again, did they update here? They still have warning at the NWS site. But let me show you. Here, again, tsunami warning means that a tsunami that may cause widespread flooding is expected or occurring. A tsunami advisory means a tsunami with potential for strong currents or waves dangerous to those in or very near the water. That is very different things. So right now it's a tsunami advisory, which means a tsunami with potential for strong currents or waves dangerous to those in or very near the water is expected or occurring. It's obviously serious, but it's not as severe. It says there may be flooding of beach and harbor areas. Stay out of the water and away from beaches and waterways. Whereas the warning, which was before, was a tsunami that may cause widespread flooding is expected or occurring. Dangerous coastal flooding and powerful currents are possible and may continue for several hours or days after initial arrival. Evacuation is recommended. Move to high ground or inland away from the water. So they have switched from warning to advisory, which is good news. Good news. It's not a warning, it's an advisory. JD63 says, I've never heard of an M7.3 causing a significant tsunami. Well, I don't know the history of tsunamis. As I said before, if it was just in the middle of the ocean and nothing else was near it and it was a 7.3, based on my very amateur experience, I wouldn't expect huge catastrophic tsunami waves. But what I was wondering is, given the closeness of this to land and how the land is there and the way the land is laid out, could that change things? Clearly, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center took this very seriously because they had it as a warning, but they have just changed it to an advisory. That's why it is orange now and not red. They have also said, let's just go back to what they said here. It's a revised alert, a tsunami advisory is now in effect. They say tsunami activity is forecasted to start at the following locations at the specified times. 22 minutes ago for a sand point. But they so far have said no tsunami observations are available to report. So far. Oh. Yeah, I'll change my headline now because they just changed it. But that's a positive development. That is a positive development. They say If you are in a tsunami advisory area, you should move out of the water, off the beach, and away from harbors, marinas, breakwaters, bays, and inlets. Boat operators, move your boat out to sea to a depth of at least 180 feet where time and conditions permit. If at sea, avoid entering shallow water, harbors, marinas, bays, and inlets to avoid floating and submerged debris and strong currents. Do not go to shore to observe the tsunami. Do not return to the coast until local officials, emergency officials, indicate it's safe to do so. If you are in a tsunami advisory area, it says, a tsunami with strong waves and currents is possible. Waves and currents can drown or injure people who are in the water. Currents at beaches and in harbors, marinas, bays, and inlets may be especially dangerous. Some impacts may continue for many hours to days after arrival of the first wave. The first wave might not be the largest. Each wave may last 5 to 45 minutes. And so on and so forth. A rapidly receding or receded shoreline, unusual waves and sounds, and strong currents are signs of a tsunami. The tsunami may appear as water moving rapidly out to sea, a gentle rising tide-like flood with no breaking wave, as a series of breaking waves or a frothy wall of water. But again, this is a positive development that it was a warning and it is now an advisory. Aftershocks, look at all the aftershocks there. This was a 7.3, and we have now had aftershocks of, well, 4.1, 4.1. I don't even know. I can't even get it on that one. 3.5, 3.7, 3.3, 3.8, if I'm getting them all. Anything from Sand Point? But no, from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center says they have no measurements yet of any tsunamis. What is this here? Hang on. Oh, people wanted me to check the cameras. No, there's no warning listed on. This is all advisory right now. That's literally the updated Pacific Tsunami Warning Center site. It's all advisory. Checking a couple things here. I'm sorry I'm not very good with the buoys. Oh, let's look at this. This is 5 minutes ago and 10 minutes. That's 5 minutes ago. All right, that's Sand Point, which is 50 miles away, which, according to the National Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, they said that they would, the forecast for start of tsunami activity there was like a half hour ago. That picture is from 5 minutes ago at Sand Point, looking west. And then the previous one is here. So not much difference there in the previous few photos. That is Sandpoint looking northwest. That right there is, well, that's 17 minutes ago. Oh no, that's the latest one. That's about 9 minutes ago. But if I go back on previous ones, every 10 minutes, you're really not seeing much of a difference. That is Sandpoint looking north. That is 6 minutes ago. I mean, again, I'm going back through the previous ones. Really doesn't look much different. That is looking south. That is 6 minutes ago. Kind of hard to see. I mean, nothing obviously catastrophic. We'll see if they issue I'm sure they will issue another update to this. But it was a warning for a while. Losky November sent me a BNO News post showing tsunami sirens in Old Harbor, Alaska. So I was just trying to check some of the things people have been sending me. I appreciate it. Our viewer Kenai Rose says, "I got the warning. It said extreme and evacuate the coastal area. That was the initial warning." I don't know why the National Weather Service Anchorage site is still showing warning. They should update that because it's been updated on the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center site. By the way, let me say a couple quick thank yous here. Thank you so much to Countdown Fresh for the memberships. That's so kind of you, Countdown Fresh. Also, Twisted Gamers FM. Twisted Gamers says FM says, "I'm looking at the buoys. There's definitely a wave." Deborah Kala says, "How close is it to a volcano?" Well, it's a different phenomenon, but you know, one thing you can have happen is if an earthquake happens close to land, you can have land, like part of the land can fall off into the water. So ultimately what causes a tsunami is that the water gets displaced. So if you get an earthquake and a big chunk of land falls off and into the water, that can cause a big wave too. I haven't heard of any kind of phenomena like that happening here. There probably are volcanoes in that area, if you're asking. I don't know about off the top of my head, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a number of volcanoes in that area. Victoria Neeson says advisory is better than warning. Thanks, Irish Exercet in Victoria and Ariane and Enigmatic Enigma. Switch the channel. Who said USGS said it was 8% chance of it being a foreshock? I haven't even looked at what they were saying. Here's the USGS talk about this. They said there's a 7, well, what they said is a 7% chance of a 7+ aftershock. I didn't see anything about the foreshock, though. You can read about it here. It says, it occurred as the result of strike-slip faulting near the subduction zone interface between the Pacific and North America plates. Large earthquakes are common in this subduction zone. Since 1900, 9 other earthquakes M7 and larger have occurred within roughly 150 miles, including the October 19th, 2020, October 19th, 2020 7.6 earthquake. The largest of these since 1900 in the area was an 8.6 on April 1st, which generated a large tsunami that caused destruction and loss of life, both on Unimak Island and more distantly in Hilo, Hawaii. Thanks JRed FSQH, by the way, and Ed Weeby and Rick Clark and Manuel S5140, switched the channel, turned off, Eric Bush, WWG1, WGA 24/7, Gator Fits, Joseny, sorry, I was way behind on thanking people. Joseny, 2DNT, all the screen names are screwed up again. Electra, Alexa Fulmer, Patricia Banks, Step 1, Ryan Teasdale. Evans 12 Man. Yeah, Evans 12 Man says it's literally on the Ring of Fire. A volcanically active area. The Ring of Fire is a tectonic belt of volcanoes and earthquakes. Says Wikipedia. Okay, hang on. Do we have any other updates here? Nothing new yet from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. They still have this advisory in place. Not a warning, an advisory. I got to go check how to use the buoy stuff. But I don't, I mean, I know how to see the buoys. I can do that. I can't really interpret the buoys, though. Let's get rid of some of these things. There. I can tell you that all those buoys are in, the blinking ones are in event mode. Tsunami station in event mode. Water column height. See, I don't have the background to look at this and tell you what's going on with this. But there's the NOAA National Data Buoy Center. I'll have to look into this, do some research. Oh, I should show you this. Somebody was talking about what it meant. That's a great question. Event mode. Event mode, what is this here? It provides data more frequently. Not every event is a tsunami. There's a tsunami detection algorithm on board the buoys that places the tsunamimeter in event mode. They have a tsunami detection algorithm. So some kind of procedure it uses to detect tsunami. Now, if you want to read about it, you can go here and read about it over on NOAA, National Data Buoy Center. Each deep ocean assessment and reporting of tsunamis DART gauge is designed to detect and report tsunamis on its own without instructions from land. The tsunami detection algorithm in the gauge's software works first by estimating the amplitudes of the pressure fluctuations within the tsunami frequency band and then testing these against the threshold value. I don't even know what that means. If amplitudes exceed the threshold, the gauge goes into a rapid reporting mode to report detailed information about the tsunami. It remains in this mode for at least 4 hours. So those are the ones that have been tripped. There. Any update here from them? No, they haven't posted an update yet. As of their last update, which was tsunami message number 3, they said no tsunami observations are available to report. Oops, you can't even see this. Oh my gosh, I had that on. No tsunami observations are available to report. I think I had it all screwed up here before. Hold on, I was showing you this. No, not that. I was showing you about the algorithm. Oh, I was showing you that. By the way, shout out to our moderators, BZ and Beth Mythical. Thank you, Sabrina. Also, Linda Belk, Larry, Misha on X, and over on Twitch. LB Prairie Dawn, I got that fire. Matthew Kohai 3 McBritches. Thanks also to M. Demery and Whoshot JR on Twitch and Saturday Morning Gaming Show and Dark Crypto and KC Comey and Flumpingtons. And on Twitch, I'm behind again on Twitch, my bad. I got that fire. Felizy13. Sundog. Roaches in the Cabinet. O Red Niftha. Qbat on Twitch, thank you. And MSM17, thank you. And the Mandy M. The Mandy M, all I can say is there's been no reporting of any tsunami anywhere at this point that I've heard. If I hear about it, I'll let you know. I'm waiting for them to update their reporting. We should get some reporting soon from Pacific Tsunami Warning Center about any kind of observations. I will say this. Here is what National Weather Service Anchorage said. They updated it to tsunami advisory. A tsunami advisory has been issued for the Alaskan Peninsula areas from the Kennedy entrance to the Unimak Pass. Cities included are Cold Bay, Sandpoint, and Kodiak. We can say with reasonable confidence that the Kenai Peninsula borough locations will not see impacts. I don't even know what that is. The Kenai Peninsula borough locations are the ones up. Hold on, I'll show you. Kenai Peninsula borough is up here. Right there. That is from Wikipedia. The Kenai Peninsula borough are these parts up here. Isn't Anchorage like right around here? Hang on a second here. Oh, hey guys, look, Sandpoint, Alaska. Sandpoint, Alaska water station. See that right there? There is your water level graph from Sandpoint. So it looks like, well, this goes back for hours. So you can definitely see, it kind of looks like the water level went down a bit. It's kind of hard to see. Observed water level. So it's not a big deviation from expectation right now. But you clearly see a little break in that pattern, for whatever that's worth. This is feet over here. Coast Guard pace. Oh, I know what I'll do. Oh, here it is. Water levels, Sandpoint, Alaska. So, I mean, this goes back days. This is several days. But you can see that there is this little strange thing that happens where the water has been about a half a foot above predicted height. What's it doing here? And it is not as high as it should be. It almost seems like it's gone out. But that is at Sandpoint, Alaska. That's observed water levels. Oh, what I could do is just do this. July 16th. Well, I don't know if I can do that. Oh, see, now it went up a bit. It went down and then up, for whatever it's worth. Maybe that's the wave. Maybe that was the wave right there. Look. Can you guys see this? In there? That's Sandpoint. So it kind of goes down and then up. Not by much. I mean, it says height in feet. So just eyeballing it, looks like a few inches. No, I don't think this is the tide. I mean, just go back and look the last couple days, right? This is back the last couple days. This looks like this kind of V shape looks kind of sudden. My guess is that that's something to do with it. I would not be surprised if they said there was a few inches tsunami there. They haven't updated though. Anyways, I mean, given that Sandpoint is one of the 3 cities where a tsunami was forecast, and the tsunami activity was supposed to be there 45 minutes ago. It's the closest of the cities. This seems like not a bad graph to consult. Yeah, it says height in feet. Hang on a moment. Hang on. Oh, I didn't thank our Facebook moderators. Sorry. Thanks to Kay Lowry Body over there on Facebook who's moderating. Christina Neal, thank you. And all of our other moderators there. I do think we got a new update. Breaking news, new update from Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. The tsunami advisor, there are no updates. The tsunami advisory remains in effect. Doesn't look like we got much. This is all the same. No tsunami observations. This is new. This is the new bulletin. It just came out. As of right now, there are no tsunami observations available to report from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. They say the advisory remains in effect. They say aside from this part of Alaska, there's no tsunami threat for other U.S. and Canadian Pacific coasts in North America. They say tsunami activity is forecast to start at the following times, but the one for Sandpoint is from 50 minutes ago. The one for Cold Bay is in 6 minutes. We can check a Cold Bay graph, see if we have anything about that for that. But right now, they do not have any tsunami observations to report. That just came out right now. CAC says that's a good thing. Again, this came out. This was issued 7 minutes ago. So this is the latest one. That's good. That's good news. That's positive development. Maybe they won't have any measured. Sometimes by now I would think they have like little ones measured. What was the next? What was the other place they said that started? They said Cold Bay. Do we have a water level at Cold Bay? Is this Cold Bay right here? That doesn't look right. I was trying to find one like we had here. This is the one in. This is the one for Sandpoint. Again, as of 10 minutes ago, no update, no observed tsunami activity from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. They have not observed one. I don't have any webcams I can show. Cold Bay, which is not Cold Bay, Sandpoint, I can show you some still photos from there. Haven't really seen anything very noteworthy that I've noticed. This is, let's hit refresh here. Okay, that's Sandpoint looking, hold on a second here. That is 3 minutes ago. That is Sandpoint looking south 3 minutes ago. And what I can show you here is that's the one before that, 21 minutes old, 30 minutes old. So it really doesn't look like it's changed very much over the last half hour or so. I could even go back further. I'm not seeing much change there. That's looking south. That's looking towards the earthquake. This is looking west at Sandpoint. That particular shot is 5 minutes ago. Then each of these is about 10 minutes going backwards. I'm really not seeing much of a difference to my untrained eye. That is looking northwest. That is from... Why is that so old? That's looking northwest. That is about 8 minutes ago. Going back to the previous ones, not really seeing a difference. And then there's another one here that is looking north. That is from 8 minutes ago. Oops, is there a later one? No, that's not. I'm sorry. That is from 5 minutes ago. Are you seeing a difference here? I don't see much of a difference between these ones earlier today and the one from now. I don't see much. And that's at Sandpoint. That's the closest city that had an advisory to the earthquake. So I'd be surprised at this point if you had significant tsunami further away than Sandpoint. Austin says, no difference at all. Alaska time is about 2:24 p.m. right now. Any update here? So look at this. This is interesting. Again, this is, this is Sandpoint. So you do see, as I said before, I would not be surprised if that's a little tsunami activity right there. The red line is the actual reading. And it kind of, when was this? Started doing that. That's from, yeah, look, that's from, remember the forecast start of tsunami activity was 1:30. This is, if I have it right. Is that when that was? Yes. Right. So around, it started going down and then up about 40 minutes past the hour. So roughly around the time the National Weather Service said to expect tsunami activity beginning in Sandpoint, there you do get that kind of, that down up. I know it's hard to see there, but that odd V shape there, which looks like it was a few inches. So I do wonder if right at the end there, if that's the tsunami activity. I don't know for sure, but it looks like something possibly to me. Somebody said they saw a 5.3 earthquake. Was there another aftershock? Yeah, all these in here. That's the 7.3 and the ones after. There was a 5.2, a 5.2. That is a 5.2 which happened about 4 minutes ago. No. That was about 15 minutes ago. There was a 5.2. Kodiak Island? Why am I checking out Kodiak? Somebody said check out Kodiak Island. Kodiak Island is this one over here. Sandpoint is here. Earthquake was south of Sandpoint. Kodiak Island's over here. What do you want me to check out, though? Water level? According to the National Weather Service, the Kodiak Island tsunami activity is forecast to start there in 13 minutes, if there is some. Cold Bay was supposed to be 2 minutes ago. There is a station, a water level station on Kodiak Island. It's not really showing anything at the moment. Well, anything huge. But I think it's on the other side of Kodiak Island from where the earthquake was. Yeah, it is. It's on the other side of Kodiak Island from where the earthquake was. So I don't know how helpful that will be. Let's go back and check out the Sandpoint one. Ooh, look, it did. It's a little. I know it's really small, but look at that little. Look at that activity at the end there. Thanks, Gladiator Prepping. I appreciate it. AccuWeather was saying there was a tsunami. At one point, the National Weather, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center said they detected a tsunami. They literally said it. They said a tsunami has been confirmed and some impacts are expected. But as of now, they have not actually reported any kind of tsunami activity. I personally think they're going to say that there was a smallish one at Sandpoint. That's what I think. They still haven't canceled the advisory yet. Still have the advisory. Chris Lee says, watching the cams, isn't Alaska beautiful? And when we came on the air, it was a tsunami warning, which is for a more serious tsunami, for a larger tsunami or a larger threat. Because as we said, the difference is, as I go through everything here and try to find what I was looking for, where is it here? A warning means that dangerous coastal flooding and powerful currents are possible. An advisory means strong currents and waves dangerous to those very near water is possible. A tsunami warning means that a tsunami that may cause widespread flooding is expected or occurring. A tsunami advisory means a tsunami with potential for strong currents or waves dangerous to those in or very near the water is expected or occurring. So that's a big difference. And they switched from warning to advisory. Kate says people are mowing their lawns here in Kodiak. The current advisory tells people to move out of the water off the beach and away from harbors, marinas, breakwaters, buoys, and inlets. So if you are on Kodiak Island, but you're not in the water on the beach and near a harbor, marina, breakwater, bay, or inlet, then the advisory doesn't tell you to do anything else. That's what I'm literally showing you what the advisory says. Yeah, get out of the water, says Hail in Place. I would like you to at least while we're on the air, I would like to at least get you the next update. I really do feel like we're going to get one more update from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, and maybe they'll mention a small tsunami observation. So I'd like to be able to get you that. What is this here? Our viewer Bella mentioned that that there's a website that the state of Alaska puts out, Alaska Earthquake Center. And what is this here? This is a map they have. Well, that's Sandpoint area there. You know what I'm looking at. Or is it, oh, this is just for Sandpoint? I don't even know. Maybe it's just focusing on Sandpoint right now. But they have, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Water depth. Color shades represent the maximum potential depth of water over dry land based on a suite of tsunami scenarios. I don't know if you know if this is based on the current advisory or the previous warning. If I do this. Okay, so you can pick, the idea is you can pick your place. It's like a forecast map or something. It's a little confusing. I haven't used this one before. Anyways, it's interesting to know about that map. But right now, thank you, Bella. Right now, again, there's been no tsunami detected that we've heard about from the National Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, and they changed it to an advisory from a warning. They never, I did not see them come out with any kind of specific prediction. I did not see the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center come out and say, this is how big or small we think it's going to be. Tiffany Lucerna says practically no one lives in those areas. Well, Sandpoint population is about 1,000. Sandpoint 600. As of 2023, Sandpoint population is 600, according to Wikipedia. This here is that's the Sandpoint water level. You do see this funky thing happen here at the end. So I have not heard anything to suggest that there's some huge tsunami coming in that will massively flood. But if you are in the advisory area, you should do what the advisory tells you. I really would like you to get the one more report, though, here from the National Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. The buoys, these buoys have been activated as tsunami. The number of buoys have gone into tsunami detection event mode, where they detect tsunami activity. Did you feel it? Hey, some people reported who live out on here that they felt it on the Alaskan Peninsula. There it is. That's where it was. Gog says, I live in Seaward and felt it. Do we have an update again? No, Bulletin 4 is the last one. That's the most recent bulletin. They said forecast start of tsunami activity Kodiak is in 1 minute. But again, we haven't heard about much from these other places. Sandpoint and Cold Bay. But you should do what the advisory says. Move out of water off the beach and away from harbors, marinas, breakwaters, bays, and inlets. Blink says it's Seward. Checking some of the messages people have been seeing. Sending, I'm sorry. I have very little to report to you at the moment. No tsunamis observed as of now. Big earthquake, though. 7.3. 7.3. They said there's a 7% chance, USGS, 7% chance of a 7 or greater aftershock in the next week. A 41% chance of a 6 or greater aftershock in the next week. How long ago was the earthquake? It was at 4:37, about 2 hours ago, if I have that right. I believe about 2 hours ago. At this point, I just want to give you some closure. I want to get one more update from the National Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. This article is now not up to date, but you can see AP said a tsunami warning is in effect. Not a tsunami warning anymore, tsunami advisory on parts of Alaska's southern coast after 7.3 magnitude earthquake. Sandpoint has about 580 people on Pop-Off Island. The first waves were projected to land there, but the state's Emergency Management Division said an hour after the quake that it had received no reports of damage. We have seen other earthquakes in the area that have not generated significant tsunami waves, but we're taking it seriously and going through our procedures, making sure communities are notified so they can activate their evacuation procedures, spokesman Jeremy Zidek said. This is from AP. I do not have an update yet from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. I really want to get one more update. Cancellation. I think they just canceled it. I just saw it right now. No, breaking news! It has been canceled! No tsunami warning. No tsunami warning, advisory, watch, or threat. We got our closure, guys. There you go. The story is now complete. Look at this. Good news. Good news. They just cleared it. Oh, I have an update. I have one more update for you. One more update. Look at this. There was breaking news. There was a 0.2 feet tsunami. Breaking news. There was a 0.2 feet tsunami. I told you I thought they would say something like that at Sandpoint. There you go, 0.2 feet, so about what? 2-3 inches? 1/5, about 2 or 3 inches. This is what I said. Look, I am not, as you can obviously tell, I am not a weather expert. But I did say to you guys, I did say when we were looking at the water level in Sandpoint, I said it did look funky there. Things did start to look a little funky here, but given that this is 2 feet, looked like it was just a few inches. So I'm guessing that's what we saw here, but I don't know for sure. Anyways, that's Sandpoint, Alaska. Well, that's great news. Again, there is now no tsunami warning, advisory, watch, or threat, and there was a 0.2 foot tsunami at Sandpoint, Alaska. So there you go. All right, I gotta eat. I hadn't even eaten after the last stream, and then this happened right away. But that's good news. Hey, it was a warning for a while. A warning is the most serious level of alert. Silent Hero says we love good news closures. Yeah, this is good news. This is good news. Oh, so all clear given after tsunami advisory for some of Alaska. There we go. We got closure. We got closure. Austin Batman thought it was a tsunami. Well, guys, we're going to start wrapping up the stream. I appreciate you guys being here with me. I'm glad we didn't have to report about a big tsunami. So we'll keep an eye on things. Arius says, I hope there was not much damage to homes. I have not heard about any kind of significant damage from this quake. I mean, it was located in the ocean, but I've not heard about any kind of significant land damage. I'm not sure, though. I don't have all the reports. Moose says, let's hope no salmon were harmed. Anyways, I really appreciate you guys joining us for this live stream. I tried my best. I got to study the buoys to figure out how the buoy stuff worked. I tried my amateur best. Anyways, so I really appreciate you guys being here for our live coverage. And if there's big news tonight, we'll come back on the air. How about that? Agenda Free TV. So subscribe, follow Agenda Free TV. Also, I will post updates on my X account about various news things. You can follow me over there at Lookner on X. That's where I post about breaking news when I'm not on the air. But I really appreciate you tuning in. Thanks everybody who was sending in updates and trying to help me. I know a bunch of you know this stuff better than me. So I appreciate you writing in and sharing what you've been hearing. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for chatting and letting me read your comments on the air. Hey, shout out to our, thanks so much to our moderators. Thank you, moderators, for being here. Beth Mythical, Ruth, over on YouTube, thank you. And all of our other YouTube moderators. I really need to eat. Thank you to, on Twitch, Bastion Girl, LB Prairie Dawn, I Got That Fire, Matthew Kohai 3, Mick Bridges, and Sarah. And all of our other Twitch mods. Linda Belk, Larry, Misha on X, Facebook, Kay Lowry Body, Margaret Riley. Over there on Facebook, and all of our other moderators. Thank you so much. Paul Anderson, Christina Neal, and also, hey, thanks to everybody who donated. That was so nice of you. I really appreciate it. Oh, I hope I thanked everybody. Over there on Twitch, I owe a thank you to CC143 for your support, and MD Memory. And on YouTube, Sausage 419, Mama 457 Rose, Gladiator Prepping. Thanks also Crypto King for your support. And Chef DL Turner and Texas Cat Mom for the gift membership. Sorry I missed that before. My bad. Andy H. Thanks for the tip, Andy H. Thank you. Andy and others saying you could use AI to analyze raw data from these buoys. That's a good point. Maybe next time. Thank you. Thanks to everybody else who donated. If you ever want to donate, you can support the channel at agendafree.tv, agendafree.tv. But thank you so much. That's what allows the channel to exist and cover news full time. Thank you. And I want to say, where is this here? Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Hey, I can't remember what I was going to say. This is what happens when I haven't eaten. Oh, turn on notifications. I never know when big news is going to happen. I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know the Syria stuff was going to happen earlier. So we did a whole stream on Syria today. If you missed it, you can go back and watch that if you want. Turn on notifications. We have our own notification system set up. It's free. You sign up once. You get set a notification, sent a notification every time we go live. So you don't miss a stream. The mods can post the link to that in the chat. On YouTube and Facebook, you can find the notifications link also in the description of this video. So make sure you sign up for the notifications. Also, another good way to find out when we're going live, if you're on X, is follow us on X. I always post there at Agenda Free TV when we're going live. I post updates about the channel there at Agenda Free TV. We do have a chat where you can chat with other viewers when we're not live. Our Discord chat. It's free. Check it out. It's the same link as the notifications link. Why did I not get, by the way? That's weird. Anyways, that's a different thing. So check out the chat. And what was I going to say? Oh, for those of you on YouTube, if you, I would recommend turning on the notifications on YouTube as another way to help find out when we're live. But it can be a little confusing how to turn on the notifications. So if you watch on YouTube, to turn on notifications on YouTube, you got to subscribe to the channel first. Then you click the bell and choose all notifications. So if you are on YouTube, if you watch us regularly there, make sure you subscribe, click the bell, and choose all notifications. Now I want to shout out our Facebook subscribers. Thank you. Like Robert Real II, Kristen McConnell Gates. Thank you, Kristen. Kay and Margaret, thanks for subscribing over there. Shannon Davis Hughes was moderating, and she also subscribes. Thanks, Shannon. Thank you also, all of our other Facebook subscribers, thanks for your support. And our Twitch subscribers like CC, thanks for supporting the channel. MD Memory, Saturday Morning Gaming Show, Casey Comey, who else over there? Tatermong, McBritches, Golf Wang Puck, thanks for subscribing. Massachusetts Guy, Sentient Cannabis, Mr. Clam, LCS Fox. Thanks, Oxytropis, for your support, too. Tech S, I'll say. Tech S. Drunk Hand Cook, Sarah, and all of our other Twitch subscribers, and our YouTube members. Thank you so much. Wendy Lance, Gina Roberts, John, Brian, J. Birch, Neeby. The screen names are messed up on YouTube. That guy, it's been messed up for a couple weeks. I think maybe they switched how they did your screen names. I think there's maybe a way to change it, though. Anyways, you can talk to your fellow YouTube viewers about that. I think mine is the same. Paula KK, Neeby, Brian Birch, UV Lightning, Tina D, thanks for being members. Society News Network, Austin Batman, Roger Shoemaker, Bella, 1K Sweaty Rikers, Wickedest Witch, Ricky Como, Silent Hero, Eddie C. Thank you, members. Courtney Scott, Stup1, Jackball TV, Oren Quake, Harper Ann, Christine Gagnon, KMY, Waltham Mass, Mika M. Villa, Corn Dog, Thomas Darwin, Sydney, Dara Turbidi, Confidence in God, Jules Henderson, Cogito, Ergo Sum, Justin King, Michael Presley, FIFA King. Thanks for being members. And everybody else, thank you for watching. And Nikos. Shout out to anybody in Alaska who was watching. Thanks Thunderbird for watching. Michelle Hicks, Silent Hero, Susan Knox, Mike Reese, Bumblebee, Lisa Pisa, and just to name a few others. Hey, thanks Rachel Louise Gibson for the Facebook stars. I appreciate that. Rachel Louise Gibson. Thanks, Donna Warren. I was trying to click on the buoys earlier, but I have a hard time interpreting what I'm seeing when I click on them. I'll have to research it. Thanks, Susan Evelina, for watching. All right, we're wrapping this up. Sarah Smile, Juliana Martin, and everybody else, thank you for watching. All right, I'm glad we got to report no major tsunami, and the warnings. And the warning and advisory has been canceled. Fantastic. There you go. All right, that is it. You've been watching our live coverage of the 7.3 earthquake with a tsunami warning originally for parts of Alaska. That's what we have been covering. So that is it for now. I am wrapping this up, but if there's big news tonight, we'll come back on the air and we'll cover it. That is it. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you soon with more live breaking news coverage right here at Agenda Free TV.